Hi guys, and welcome to the Bolton vs Sunderland match review. And I'm probably going to keep this one relatively short and sweet for one reason only, and that is just because I'm fuming. To be honest with you, I'm absolutely fuming with that result. But before we do get into it, I do want to say probably one of the only positive things you're going to hear in this video, and that is that the channel passed 9,000 subscribers yesterday, which is absolutely mad. It's absolutely insane. So I just want to say a massive thank you for the amount of support that you guys show on the channel. That's I can't say thank you enough. So yeah, thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. But moving on to a slightly more negative note, and that is the game yesterday. So we drew on all with Bolton, and of course we don't have any God-given right to win this game. Of course we don't. But on paper we should be winning this game. Bolton, they're not dishing out or playing the kids that they were at the beginning of the season. They have put an okay-ish team together, but let's be honest, the team they've put together, they're full of players that no other team wanted for a reason. They're not great, outstanding players, but what they did have yesterday was a team that wanted it so much more than us. We should have been right up for that game, just as much as any other game. Of course they're going to be up for it, but we couldn't match them at all. They absolutely bullied us from start to finish somehow, and we just didn't have a plan. They were better than us, and Bolton were actually unlucky not to hold on to that game because they deserved to win it. They were winning all first, second balls, winning everything. So with the starting 11, which was probably my initial sort of thing that pissed me off. Why the hell he's brought Flanagan in, I do not know. He's shite anyway. We've started to get this partnership with Ozturk and Willis, which is starting to become a relatively decent partnership. So why he feels the need to change it now makes no sense to me. I've heard that Ozturk may have had a slight niggle, but if that's the case, then why is he on the bench? Do you know what I mean? But he shouldn't be changing it. If he thinks that changing the two centre-backs, probably one of the only positive things so far this season in our performances has been our centre-backs. I know we have our defensive frailties anyway, but those are the best out of the bunch. Out of our defenders, having Ozturk and Willis together, in my opinion, usually it has actually been the left or the right back that has been the main issue in conceding goals, like Conor McLaughlin last week, or last time out against Rotherham. Sorry, it was him who was miles out of position. It's not the centre back's fault necessarily, but the best we have is Willis and Ozturk, and I feel like I could just go on all day about that. But why he's felt the need to change that, no idea. Absolutely no idea, which for me, if anything, it just shows a bit of disrespect to Bolton. He just used this as a game to give Flanagan a bit of game time, almost treating it like a sort of reserve game or a game that doesn't really mean too much. He just expects us to win, to just chucks any player out there. And don't get me wrong, the starting 11 that we did put out should have won the game anyway, but that's besides the point. Ozturk should have started, and that just pisses me off from the start. Now, so we had Denver Hume on the left, we had 09 on the right, of course we had John McLaughlin in goal as well, but Leadbitter and Dobson were in the middle, yet again changing that central midfield partnership, because for me, I'm not going to say a certain partnership is the best for us. I'm not going to say these are the better or these are the better or what have you, but changing it as often as he does, Jack Ross, cannot help the sort of settlement and harmony of the squad in the first place. It doesn't give him time to gel, and he still can't find his best starting 11. He's been here over a year, which is just not good enough. But anyway, we have Gooch on the right, McGeady on the left, up top we had Grigg and Maguire as well. Now, that team should be good enough to put away someone like Bolton, with no disrespect for them, because they did deserve to win the game yesterday. They deserved it 100%. But that team should have done a lot better. I'm not going to dissect the game bit by bit like I usually do, because like I say, I am just fuming. I'm genuinely fuming. And as I did say on Twitter last night, if you had seen it, I am now officially Jack Ross out, because he can't seem to motivate this team. He doesn't seem to have a system for this team at all. For me, he seems to be picking a starting 11, chucking them out and just hoping for the best. There isn't a system, there isn't a plan A or a plan B, and I think it's just unforgivable the way we played yesterday. We haven't played exactly, I'm not saying we should be playing an incredible brand of football, but we should be putting these teams away. Again, with no disrespect to Bolton, but we should be. We should be putting these teams away. For a team that are aiming to get promoted, to win the league, to win the title, we should be putting these teams away. And we're just far from good enough. Far from good enough. There wasn't one part of the game yesterday where I thought, yeah, we're actually all right in this bit, or we had a bit of a spell of being all right. We didn't. We couldn't string a pass together. There was no creativity in the final third. We were sloppy at the back, and it was far, far from good enough. So I honestly do think at this point it is time to cut ties with Jack Ross. Personally, I'm just done with him. Honestly, there doesn't seem to be any passion for the man. He's just always stood on the sidelines with his hands in his pocket. I don't know what he's like behind closed doors, of course not. But I just can't. He couldn't motivate me. The way he talks, he's just so dour, and it just isn't good enough. Like I said, I don't want to go into too much detail because I'm gonna lose my rag a bit, but it's far from good enough. Bolton deserved the win yesterday, and that's saying something. So we drew it 1-1. Next up, we have Sheffield United in the cup, where I don't really have too much confidence for. Don't get me wrong. I don't expect us necessarily to go and beat Sheffield United, but we are going to lose, especially with the way we're playing at the minute. I would think that we'd lose. I'd be very surprised if we managed to get anything there. The main thing with Jack Ross, really, is just he doesn't seem to have a system. He doesn't seem to have a style of play. And I don't expect us to be playing this amazing, beautiful, swift style of football, do you know what I mean? But there just doesn't seem to be a plan on the pitch. Usually with a team, you can tell by the way they set up what kind of play, what kind of style of play they're going to go for, be it sitting back, defensive-wise, holding up the ball, sitting behind the ball, counter-attacking, or just attacking. You can tell usually what kind of plan a team has. But every time this season I've seen our side go out there, I don't know what we're doing. I don't have a clue what style we're playing for. I don't have a clue what the plan is. No idea. There just doesn't seem to be a style of play. There doesn't seem to be a plan. I feel like he's just sticking out a starting 11, like I say, and hoping for the best, and that is it. But that's it, and I apologise. It's a bit of a depressing match review, but for me, I've crossed the fence. I've jumped the fence now. I've jumped off the fence, and I'm Jack Ross out because it just isn't good enough anymore. I'm sick of just trying to big up tiny little things that he does to make him seem better than what he is now. I just think he's done for me in my books, unfortunately. Of course, I hope things turn around, but I just feel like we're taking steps backwards. We're worse than we were last season, and I don't seem to be seeing any improvements at all, which is the main concern. And the thing is, I don't even think he will get sacked until we start dramatically slipping down the league. I don't think he will get sacked. And the thing is, I don't think we will drop down the league considerably, because we do have individual quality there that will get us points here and there, which is of course a good thing, but it is a results game at the minute. And if we lost yesterday, would he have got sacked? Maybe. But like I say, for me, I'm Jack Ross out now. I'm done with him. Absolutely done with him. I can't be arsed anymore. But like I said, I do apologise. It's been a bit of a depressing review today. But that is it. That's the nature of it. It was shit yesterday, and that's it. But if you have somehow enjoyed it, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sassy Army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.